Thank you for subscribing to the channel. It means a great deal. And for those who haven't subscribed yet, only take you a second to hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified when I create more videos. And like this video or any other videos and share the channel with your friends. Be much appreciated. Right, okay, here's a book that I recently just published. I published it last week, and I actually did it for a bit of fun. But I enjoyed the process at the same time. And it's 300 pages, and it's a little bit wacky, and it's for those, it was for me really. I mean, I watched all these films about Sharknado and Piranhaconda and all them kind of daft things and Zombiever, and I just thought, yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind putting together a bit of a compilation of stories like that. And I did. I've got this book here, which has 17 stories in it. Now, I used AI for this. I used AI for the cover, and I'll show you how it looks. I'll put that there. Check it out anyway. It's a bit of a giggle, and if you're into that kind of horror without the blood and gore, without any swearing, without any overly adult content, and yeah, give it a little looking at. Now, I just put this up on Hastings Flipbooks. Now, I don't use Flipbooks. I've just used this for now because it was a free trial, and it's just to really show you what the pages look like inside. So that's the title page, Tales of the Unnatural World. And there you can see it set out there. There's a bit of an intro there, or a blurb if you like. And then there's the author name. Now, you know, I've worked with ChatGPT, the app, to come up with a name for itself and some information about itself, and what would it do if it was sentient, if you like, or it knew basically what it was doing. And it came up with the name Elysium Sage, and I actually quite like it. It goes on to tell a little bit about itself, and it did this based on the kind of stories that I was going to create with it. Now, if I just turn the pages, there's the stories, and here's the first one, Snailstorm, the Teeth of the Sky. Now, what you'll notice straight away is, whenever I start a new story, I'll start them on the right-hand side. That's important, because when you open a book, you open it like that. And this page here shouldn't be the main page. If I go back to the beginning here, here's a main page. The contents page is on the right. The first story heading, or it could be a chapter, is on the right. Now, it's up to you how you write things. I mean, there's no laws, things. There's ways of doing things, but people are more interested in how the story reads. Did they enjoy it? As I turn the pages, what you'll see here is, on this side here, I've got Apocalyptic Beasts, which is the title of the book. And on this side here, Snailstorm, which is this particular story. And I'll continue through the book like that, always keeping the title of the book on the left-hand side. And the part of the book that we're on, which could be a long chapter of, say, for instance, you would have that on the top of the right-hand side. Again, these are personal choices. So, and in here I've got chapter 1, but the chapters are very small. So I've got another one here on the left. And I'm normally working with chapters on a single book. Say that's one single story. I would always have my chapters on the right-hand side. Again, you can do what you want. So each story has roughly about 10 chapters, small chapters. And as we continue to the end of that first story, we start another one, Zombies, Buzz of the Undead. Now, I've actually enjoyed doing this, and writers, who've got all the contacts and everything else, or who just prefer to write their own stuff. I prefer to write my own stuff. But at the same time, I'm not averse to having a dabble with some new technology or some new ways of writing. And when you've got to take into consideration, we can't always live in the past. This is going to be part of our future. And a lot of people are using AI who do write books themselves from start to finish, big ones, big stories, beautiful novels. They will look to AI to give them an idea for a certain part in the book that might be stuck. How do I word that? How do I rephrase that to make it sound more impactful, say, or sad, or humorous? And they may turn to ChatGPT to get that little bit. So where do you draw the line? I mean, should you create the whole book like that? Why not? Why not? Give it a go. But what is important is to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, because it will make mistakes. There's no doubt about it. It will. And now I'm writing mine in UK English as opposed to US or AU English. And I think that's important for my type of stories at the moment. That's the way I'm British anyway, aren't I? So after asking ChatGPT to create a book and asking it questions about things so that I can use that information. It doesn't have to be something I'll copy, just information that I need to know. So like a Google search. Now, if I take this section of text, copy it, and paste it into a Word document, the chances of you getting spelling mistakes are pretty slim. You may get words in the wrong places, or the way it describes things is too robotic, or, so you're going to have to read through the whole thing and check every little bit out. Now then, if I hit Grammarly, if you want Grammarly, go to Grammarly and just order it, if that's up to you. But I like it. I use it all the time. And it infiltrates all my software. And I've mentioned Grammarly once before. There's a video on that. Now, it gives me more. It shows more here. So it gives me lots of suggestions. Now it's saying here, drafts. Well, I don't need a comma after it. That'll do. Okay, so I'll have that. That's fine. It reads a little bit better that way. So that's how I would use it. But it's not just that. You have to go through things, because it might have curly quotation marks or punctuation, or it might be straight. But the next bit you copy it from the ChatGPT or AI might be curly, might be the opposite. So that's what you don't. All these little differences you have to look through. You have to go through the whole thing. Now, like I say, I want mine in British English, so I'm looking for words that it's missed, and in Word I could just type in. I could go to Home, click Find over there, go to the navigation bar, and type in IZE, for instance. No matches. I'll be looking for particular words. So that could have been organize, where in the US they'll use a Z. In the UK we use an S. We continue like that through the whole thing. And it's important of not just putting out crap, because that's what gets us in a bit of a mess, in a bit of a bind with Amazon, because they want us to publish things, but they don't want us to publish rubbish. They want us to publish the best quality books we can do in. And so if you were to just copy page after page after page of stuff that you've asked ChatGPT to create, and put it straight into a book, well, higgledy-piggledy and, just all over the place, and a real mess, that's going to impact future sales for other people, not just you. That's going to impact sales for other people, because at some point then Amazon will say enough's enough. So put out the best quality you can. And when it comes to actually setting up the margins and things, I set everything up and I use Canva to put all my books together. And I find it super easy. It looks really messy, doesn't it? But when you go to the next part, you can see here how everything comes together. I've got frames all the arrow grid lines. There's a video. I'll put a link to it at the end of this on how to create all this, how to set up your pages. And there's another one there for the heading. There's another one there for the text or the content. And there's another line there for indentation. And at the bottom, page numbering. When you're publishing your book by Amazon, they allow it. They permit it. And if you can get your book up, and don't rush it, but get your books out there using ChatGPT while you can, before poor books or different changes to Amazon's policies maybe stop it. But anyway, text, entire work, here's your choices. Entire work with extensive editing, which is me. Now you would put entire work with minimal to no editing. I don't like that one really. And for your, you could have some sections with minimal or no editing, some sections with extensive editing, and go on so on. Now I've gone for entire work with extensive editing. And I've put the name, which tool, and I've put ChatGPT. Images. I've chosen many AI generated images with minimal or no editing. And then the last one is, and I've put the name ChatGPT here. Where did you create them? What was the app you used? ChatGPT. Translations, none. You have to click that, won't let you continue. And that's it. You click launch preview and you, like I say, to get a book that looks like that, it takes you a little bit of time. You enjoy doing it, but don't just put those words in. I can't stress that enough. Once it's created your book, the whole of your book, and gone through everything with you, and keep it on the same page so that it's got a record of everything it's done. You can then put at the end of it, based on the information we've worked on together, provide me with create a blurb of, say, 200 words, 150 words, based on everything we've done. And it will create the blurb for the book for you. You can then ask it to give you 7 long-tail keywords for Amazon to best describe the book. And it will create them long-tail keywords. You can tinker with them if you want. And you could also ask it for a description that you could use on Amazon to help best sell your book. So you're not limited to how AI can help or assist. You know, things can happen pretty quickly. You can get a book up pretty quickly. I mean, that particular book took me a few days, but it's 300 pages, 100,000 words, and I enjoyed doing it. There's loads of information on my YouTube channel to help you put a book together. And as far as AI goes, like I say, if you want it to do something for you, just say, how do you put a book together? So that's it. Any questions, put them in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you on it. And yeah, give it a go. But why not? It's put there as a tool, like a word processor, like a spell check, like other services, like editors and proofreaders and all that kind of thing. So you're using that as a service. You're using that to help instead of other people to help and programs to help. It depends how you look at it. And yeah, why not? I'll still go back to my other books and do things myself. And every now and then, yeah, well, I might just put something up. That's it.